Hello, friends, neighbors. Johnny Rich Neighbor here. Welcome down to the Nook and welcome to another Glendronach tasting. In my area here in Alberta, Canada, there seems to suddenly be a lot of Glendronachs and they're on sale. So it's tough to pass by. And this one I'm doing for us. I was going to say I'm doing it for you, but no, I'm doing it for me. I want to know. This is the new release of Glendronach 12. You can see the bottle design, the label design. Like this is a different bottle than what I have over here, which I recently opened up with you guys and I tasted against that Canadian 10-year-old. I got to put all three of them in a blind. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So this is what I'm used to seeing, a 12-year-old full sherry single malt scotch. This is a new design. And I like the hip of the bottle. It's kind of neat. I don't know. I don't know yet. It always takes me a while to adjust to a bottle design. But what is the liquid like? I want to know. So I thought, you know what? Let's pour it out. I'll give you my first thought. So I just opened it. And then I'm hoping to come back maybe this weekend if I can find the time. It is Thanksgiving, but, and do them in a blind because that is when I'll actually know, is it the same or is it different? So pour a little Glendronach. If you don't have that, pour a sherry dram and come on back. 3, 4. Well, thanks for coming back. We're going to take a look at this new shape and release of Glendronach 12. And then we're going to compare it to Glendronach 12, the older bottle, and see if I can taste any kind of difference. So better look at this new bottle, see how we like it. I think it's kind of classic. I like the hips here and the label. It's pretty good. Oh, I'll put the old bottle beside it. You can kind of see it, side by side. I think they're both a nice looking bottle, and I think it's a pretty good dram. But that really matters, even though I do care about how things look. I do like a nice aesthetic. What really matters is the liquid inside. So let's get into this and see if the Scotch is still pretty good, because I will say I do like Glendronach 12. Glendronach 12 for me, it's PX, Oloroso Sherry, 43% and natural color. We all wish it was still natural, non-chill filtered, but I've heard various things about that. It's still, I think, a good dram, and lately it's actually been pretty affordable. Let's try it on the nose. For me, Glendronach 12 is all sorts of nice berries, a little bit more tart than sweet, and though I know it has that sweet PX in there, but it already has a little bit of walnut in there, a little bit of nuts, a little bit of husk. It's got quite a nice nose. I have to say, first thoughts, like on the nose, I don't know if I'm going to be able to tell the difference. But let's try it on the palate. Cheers. That is a really good Scotch. It is malty, almost chocolatey. Not yet, but it's almost there in that richness, that unsweetened chocolate. It's got all of that kind of sweet from berry, but savory, sweet from malt, but a little bit of oak. I must be in the mood for this because I do like Glendronach 12, but I don't usually wax on and on. Try another sip. Sláinte. It's pretty good. It's got enough husk and enough character, enough body to keep me interested. It is a little lighter at 43. A little bit bitter and tannic now on the finish. Like just now that I feel I've kind of through all the beautiful scents, through the first thoughts, the nice tastes. And I will say there is a little bit of something bitter just on the back end. Not bad necessarily, but something. Let's see how it is on comparison. See if I can tell the difference. All right, cleared the palate. Now we're going to look at the classic. And I know I've shown you the bottle, but just to remind you, this is the older style that you can still get, but it is obviously being phased out in favor of their new style. On paper, I think it's really the same dram. It still says Oloroso PX, still says 43%, both of them. Let's give this one any difference on the nose. I'm going to do a quick, wow, no, at first I was like, yeah, there's a little bit more bark, a little cinnamon in there, but I can get it on both. These are really close. It's going to be tough if I do get to that blind. Let's try this one on the palate. Sancha. I don't know if it's because, in essence, I'm in my third sip. It's my first sip of this one. Yeah, we've done the palate cleanse. But it's continuing to kind of be in a trajectory where the first time, whether it's the third sip or the first, I'm now confused. This one seems more savory. This one seems definitely less sweet, more savory, all the same sherry notes really, but a little bit more, like I said, bark cinnamon on the nose. And here it's like, yeah, I'm getting a little like like more walnut, more cracked nut, like something huskier. I better clear and go back. This is odd. Okay, now this is like either I'm still drinking the same thing or like, let's see if I can go back to this new release, the one with the broader shoulders. Nose is very similar, maybe sweeter. Well, the good news for me here is they are incredibly similar. And the blind will see whether I can tell the difference. My mind could be playing tricks with me. It's actually saying I like the palate of the newer one better. Just cleared the palate. That'll be a big statement if it's true. Very similar. Very, very similar. Now, this one's been open longer. This one hasn't. That could also affect taste. I feel that's true with sherried scotches. I guess what I want to say right now is I don't think you're going to go horribly wrong if you're looking for a Glendronach, you can only find the new one, and you're pining for old times. Now, this isn't way old times. These are the magical times when we were getting older scotch but paying for 12-year-old prices because they were mothballed for a bit. We're nowhere there. This is just like a 2021 release, I think, and this is basically a brand new release. So to give you my first thoughts, I'm just opening it with you guys. I think they've done a nice job, at least keeping a very, very similar profile. In this moment, in this first pour, in this first crack, this one seems a little more savory. That's just my overall impression. What do you guys think? And what do you guys think of this new tech? You can't tell, but I've actually been stop and starting because it seemed to work great on the dry run. It's not working so great now. Maybe I'll show you after the credits if you're that interested exactly what my new setup looks like. You guys take care. Hi neighbors, welcome to the behind the scenes. I just kind of want to show you what I've been working on. I used to have two big light hoods. They stood on the floor and my wife couldn't get around them. And now I've got these tiny things that kind of clamp on the edge of your desk. And they're good. I like them. They work pretty much as well, but they also focus the light on me, which meant when I first put my bottle here, there was no light. So you can see my hack solution. If you look here, you'll see I made a little a little light hood on a smaller light because it does help with the bottle, but then it lights me up too much. Anyways, I've been really changing my setup. I used to shoot just straight into my camera, and then I tried just shooting straight into like my phone and then straight into like a DSLR. And now like I have this setup where I can see what's happening and it should be working and it works in the dry run, but several times now my audio's been off. Even though the CPU never goes off 5%, like suddenly with time, my audio and video drift apart. Anyways, that's behind the scenes. You can see the Nook. That's the whole Nook. There's not much to it. And now you can see my recording setup, which is a little bit more like, I'm going to play a video game and get on Twitch. But either way, it's fun to change things up, keep things fresh on my end. And I hope you still respect the quality that I try to get to you guys when I can. You guys take care.